Hello, my name's Cilla, I'm from Cilla Crochets, and today I'm going to share with you 10 free crochet patterns for love hearts. Let's get started. The first free love heart pattern is by Sarah Stearns, and you'll need worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. Now here are the crocheted love hearts that I made. As you can see, there are 3 size variations for this crocheted love heart. So you could make a mini one, a medium one, or a large one. The large one isn't that big, but it is very pretty. I mean, they're all gorgeous. The difference with the 3 sizes is really about the number of rounds. So the small has 1, the medium has 2, and the large has 3 rounds of crochet. Now, while the pattern itself was super easy to follow, I would personally recommend it for crocheters who have a tiny bit more experience. So you need to be able to make a magic ring or a magic loop. So it requires you to crochet in the round. You'll also need to be proficient at crocheting a treble crochet stitch. So that's in US terms. If you are an experienced crocheter, this pattern will be an absolute breeze for you. But if you do need a tiny bit of help, there are really great tutorial photos throughout the blog post as well. As a reminder, this pattern is designed by Sarah Stearns, which you'll find for free on her blog at sarahmaker.com. It's a great love heart pattern and I highly recommend giving it a try. But for now, let's move on to our second crochet pattern of the day. This amigurumi love heart pattern is by Marilee Little. You'll need DK cotton yarn and a 2.5mm crochet hook. You'll also need some stuffing because this is an amigurumi heart shape. So here is the love heart I made using this crochet pattern, and seriously, that shape is stunning. The pattern Marilee has written for this one is well written and simple to follow. But there aren't any tutorial photos, so while it is an easy pattern, you will need to be comfortable just reading a written pattern to be able to make it. For anyone unfamiliar with making amigurumi, this love heart is made by creating 2 magic circles that are then joined together partway through that forms the point basically, so it's then decreasing down. The only downside to this crochet pattern is that because it's an amigurumi heart and not a flat heart, it just takes a little bit longer to make. But honestly, it's worth it. It's well worth the effort. This is where you can find the written crochet pattern online. It is the amigurumi heart on Lily's website here. Pattern 3 is by me. This was actually a love heart I originally designed to accompany an amigurumi I created called Pip the Penguin. But of course it is a love heart. So the pattern requires DK cotton yarn and a 2.5mm crochet hook. I will say though, the one that's pictured here I made using worsted weight yarn and a 3.5mm crochet hook. You'll also need some stuffing for this pattern as well. So here's the one I made using worsted weight and 3.5mm crochet hook. In comparison to the amigurumi heart I just showed you, you'll see it's a lot plumper and flatter at the top. So we don't have the really defined humps of the love heart, I suppose, if that's what we want to call them. But there's also less rows, so it is a quicker make than the amigurumi heart before it. Trying to be as unbiased as possible, this is an easy crochet pattern and it does include tutorial photos throughout as well. As long as you're comfortable with crocheting in the round, you will be fine. So here is where you can access it on my blog at cillacrochets.com. Now let's move on to heart number 4. This crochet pattern is by Amanda at Loops and Love Crochet. You'll need worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. Here are the ones I've made, so there are 3 sizes of love hearts for this pattern as well. In comparison to the 3 by Sarah Stern, there is slight variations with the patterns, in particular with the optional surface slip stitch detail. This pattern, the number of rounds determine the size of the love heart, so the little one has 1, the medium has 2, and the large has 3 rounds. So what you do is simply stop after the round, so round 1, round 2 or round 3 when you've got the size that you want. While this pattern is really easy to follow, I would recommend it for crocheters with a little bit more experience because you have to work in rounds, and also it includes a treble crochet stitch, so that's in US terms again. It's not a hard stitch to learn, don't let it turn you off crocheting it, but it's one that, especially me as an amigurumi crocheter, I don't use it very often, so if you're like me, it might be a bit of a struggle, but honestly, just give it a shot anyway. It's good practice. So this is where you can find the crochet pattern. So it's by Amanda from Loops and Love Crochet, and here is the URL to go to if you'd like this free pattern. Our 5th crochet pattern of the day is by Robin at Hooked by Robin. So this pattern is available on her blog, but she has also created a tutorial video on her YouTube channel. It's all on her blog post though, so I recommend checking that out in the first instance. For this one, you will need chunky weight yarn and a 7mm crochet hook. Now, I'll be honest, I don't feel like I brought this pattern to justice. It is a stunning love heart, but I'm not a normal granny square maker, so it was a bit of a challenge for me, but I loved it. This is the better version of the two that I tried making, so it was a little bit of a challenge for me, but I absolutely love the final result. I hope you do too. If you do decide to go ahead and make this love heart, my biggest tip is to follow the pattern exactly as it is written. Or better yet, look at the video, which I didn't realize existed until after my 2 tries at making this love heart. It's quite easy to miss a step or two in the written pattern, even though it's written super clearly. It's no fault of Robin's at all. There aren't any tutorial photos throughout though, so you would need to be comfortable reading a written pattern. And you also need to use a treble stitch, so I would recommend this one for intermediate crocheters. Anyway, here's where you go to get the pattern, and also the video is embedded in the blog post. It's at hookedbyrobin.com. 5 down and 5 to go. We're on to our 6th free crochet pattern of the day. So for this one, you'll need DK cotton yarn and a 2.5mm crochet hook. So this was originally designed as a Christmas decoration for last year. However, since it was a heart, I thought I'd better include it in this video and show you a slight modification as well to the original pattern that I wrote. So you crochet it going back and forth in rows, and then there's a final round that goes around the outside with a loop. The original pattern has 2 hearts that are joined together by the final row around the outside, and it has stuffing in the middle, but I've simply made just 1 heart and 1 edge, and there's no stuffing involved at all. So it's a nifty little modification, but it still creates a beautiful heart. It also means it's a little bit quicker to make than the original pattern. If you have any questions at all about this particular pattern though, feel free to shoot me a message or a comment below, and I'm more than happy to help however I can. So as you can see, this is where you can find the crochet pattern on my website, and you'll see that it says Christmas ornament because that's what I originally created this one for. Our next heart is by Jessica at Stitching Together. I said heart, but I meant hearts. You'll need worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. So here are the 3 crochet hearts I made using this pattern, and I have to say, how adorable is this little crochet heart? It is so ridiculously cute. The shape is just perfect. It's also the smallest one of all the crochet love hearts I'm showing you today. So the 3 different sizes are here. Again, the smallest has 1 round, the middle has 2, and the third, the larger one, has 3 rounds. There is a change of color though for the larger one, which makes it a little bit different, but it is super pretty. Now this is where you'll find the crochet pattern for these 3 hearts. It's on the stitchingtogether.com website. It's a fab pattern, seriously, go check it out. Now our 8th crochet pattern is a love heart embellishment by Ashley. Now you'll need a worsted weight yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook for this one as well. Now I'll be honest, I did not do this heart justice and I apologize, Ashley. The pattern is great, it's no fault of your patterns, it's me. Now it's a lovely pattern, there's only two rows as well. So you've got a chain and then you're building the stitches upon the chain. Now I think I messed up with my tension, just as a word of warning, but it would look so lovely on a card or something like that as an embellishment. This is where you'll find the free pattern on cloveshare.it, Ashley's website. Now, if you do make this love heart, please share a picture with me. I'd love to see it. Crochet pattern number 9. Okay, I'm sorry. It's by Ali at the Turtle Trunk. And this is actually a love heart coaster pattern. So for this one, you'll need worsted weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. This is one of the larger crochet hearts in this roundup. So you'll see the one I designed on the right and the coaster. This is it. So it's a lovely large heart shape. It's crocheted back and forth in rows and around. It's a very similar technique to the one I've used for the hanging decoration. It's a really simple pattern. It's so easy and it looks great. Basically, if you're after a large heart that's really easy to make, this is the pattern for you. To get the free pattern, visit theturtletrunk.com. Everything you need is right here on this page. Our last pattern for the day is by Karen Stangbroom at Conquer Crochet. So this is a video tutorial that you can find on her YouTube channel, which is just at Conquer Crochet on YouTube. You will need worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook to make this adorable little love heart. So this is the love heart I made using Karen from Conquer Crochet's pattern. It is a fantastic video pattern and you've got the choice of following along with either the left-handed version or the right-handed version of the crochet tutorial. Now the result is absolutely adorable and it's also got a great little loop for hanging it up wherever you like. So the pattern is similar to quite a few of the other heart patterns that I've shown you today. I've rated it as intermediate only because of those pesky little treble stitches which seem to be in the majority of crochet heart patterns, but it is easy to follow. And as a reminder, this is where to go to find the love heart pattern on Karen's YouTube channel. So if you head to Conquer Crochet on YouTube, then she's got a lovely little playlist called Valentine's Patterns and Ideas. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope in particular that you found a heart that you love and want to crochet. Don't forget to head to the link below, which will take you to the blog post and take you directly to all of the free patterns I've shared with you today. Thank you in particular to all of the designers, obviously, for designing the crochet love hearts. They are great. I had so much fun making them myself. If you have any feedback or comments to share with me, please do comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that subscribe button. But for now, until next time, happy crocheting, and I'll speak to you all soon.